was a real pissant who was very rarely stable. Idegger was a boozy beggar, could think you under the table.
David Hume.
Could out-consume Wilhelm Frederick Hegel.
And Wittgenstein.
Was a beery swine who was just as sloshed as Schlegel. There's nothing Nietzsche couldn't teach about the raising of the wrist. Socrates himself was permanently pissed.
John Stuart Mill.
Of his own free will on half punish, and he was particularly ill.
Plato.
They say he could stick it away, half a crate of whiskey every day.
Aristotle
was a bugger for the bottle. Hobbes was fond of his dram. And René Descartes was a drunken fart. I drink, therefore I am. Yes, Socrates himself is particularly missed. Ah, lovely little thing about a bugger. He's pissed. You're on mute. Mute.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I said I'd tell you a COVID joke now, but you'd have to wait 2 weeks to see if you got it.
Why do they call it the novel coronavirus?
This is not what we're here for.
Oh, humour can be very philosophical.
Not in Athens it wasn't, I can tell you that. And where would we be if the guardians of the state were rolling in the aisles, tears pouring down their faces, laughing? Where? Oh, that. Some of you are wondering who I am, what I'm doing here. I can see a few of you figured it out. If you have, shh, keep it to yourself. Let them figure it out, yeah? Pay attention.
Am I laughing? Look, tonight I thought we could get to Plato's ideas on freedom, so, you know.
Look, Logan, you're looking very dressed up. Don't tell me you're going out.
No, I got an online parent-teacher for my kid's school.
Kids? You don't look like you have kids.
I don't?
No, most people that I know who have kids are super boring. You're interesting. Anyway, why is it that we don't know anything about each other, what we do, where we live?
Because it keeps us from hearing each other with a fresh, open mind. You know, takes us away from being here and now.
Yeah, well, sometimes now is really boring.
That's all there is, kiddo.
Look, we only have an hour. Plato had a lot to say on freedom. So
Oh, I loved his Be Yourself, Everyone Else Has Taken It.
that was Oscar Wilde.
Oh, well, hey, maybe he was quoting Plato.
Look, would we be free if reason ruled over desire?
Depends on the desire.
That's where wisdom comes in.
Okay, so is it wise to seek a loving partner, a great job, and no money worries?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like some narcissistic social media propaganda. Come on, surely we can do better than that.
Oh, enlighten us then.
The question to ask is, what is reality? I'd start with Plato's forms. Forms are perfect, abstract, unchanging concepts like beauty. Ultimate reality exists beyond the physical world, timeless and unchanging in unqualified perfection.
So where do we find these forms?
Oh, right here. You look at me and you see this gorgeous guy, but I'm so much more than that. I am perfection.
Was that a joke?
Oh no, I would never degrade these sessions with humour.
Look, what are you trying to tell me?
That you can be a pompous ass?
Or maybe just too deep into profundity.
Good one.
Alright, look, maybe we need to start with something a little bit more simple, like, how can I be happier?
Well, maybe you should join one of those positive thinking courses where they treat you to find true love, get rich, and the perfect body in a month. So goodbye and good luck.
Always showing off his superior intellect.
Yeah, and so keen to keep out the personal stuff, like, you know, that's why he loves the Zoom so much with that phony beach background.
Well, COVID is under control now, so time to get offline.
We can't go back to college, it's shut down.
We can prepare the sessions ourselves.
Still on Plato?
We've only just begun. Next Wednesday, my place.
Sounds good to me.
What's wrong with philosophers who are alive now?
Well, because we need to start with the father of Western philosophy, and then we can move on.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised you're still with us, Andy.
Why?
Oh, you seem bored with Plato.
Well, yeah, kind of, but I like you guys, so if you're into the dead Greek, then I'm in.
We should try and get Martin back.
Really?
Well, he knows his Plato.
I'll email him an apology.
Oh, drop around, say sorry with a nice red.
Well, I don't know where he lives.
Well, you will need my address. It's 12 Lindsay Avenue, Darling Point.
The Lindsay Avenue.
In one of those mansions.
You must have some pretty famous neighbours, eh?
Well, I wouldn't know. I live in Bondi.
You were taking the piss.
To see if Martin had a point.
All right. I'll admit, having that much money would have been really distracted and annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah, and I would have been hanging on every word because I love rich people.
And I found my channel. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of you are thinking. The rest of you should be thinking. Why her? Seems an unlikely candidate, doesn't she? What if unlikely's the point? I don't want people looking at her and thinking, oh yeah, well, she's obviously in direct contact with the great granddaddy of Western philosophy. Makes sense to me. For I am he, Aristocles of Athens, at your service. Although, you probably know me better by my stage name, Plato.
I have often walked down this
Ellen,
road before.
Do you know where the charge of the iPad is?
The pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I, several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. And oh, the powerful feeling just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear.
This is a really nice place you have here, Sarah.
Thank you. Well, it is a celebration after all.
My wife thinks I've joined a cult.
Oh, who's our leader?
A Plato?
So I've invited her to come along and see for herself.
Tonight?
Well, if that's okay.
Sure, the more the merrier. I'm afraid that Martin never replied to my text.
Oh.
Okay, look, can we start now?
Sure, Andy, of course. Okay, your topic for tonight.
Arniness.
Aren't we supposed to be doing Plato?
Oh, but this guy's so cool just for tonight, hey?
Well, who is he?
All right, he is a Norwegian guy who inspired the environmental movement. Now is the time to share with all life on our maltreated earth. Identify with all life
And
forms.
he inspired ecofeminism.
Martin, nice to see you. Red or white?
Sorry about my outburst the other day. I will try to control my tendency to dominate the discussion.
And we'll try and control our tendencies to be...
Douchebag.
I was hoping that these meetings could work like the course that brought us together in the first place. You know, hear the words of history's great teachers and learn the answers to some of life's big questions.
Oh, yes, and do any of us know who we are or why?
Oh, be better at your job and more successful in the future.
Confident in who you are and what you have to offer the world.
Yes.
So, all on the same page then.
Yes.
Is wine going to be a regular part of these sessions?
What, you don't approve?
It could diminish our insight.
Oh, Socrates could drink his friends under the table.
Oh yes, without ever faltering himself. He could be the most sober of drunks.
Nah, close. As far as it goes. Socrates gets all the press, it's true, but it was all of us, we were all at it. I mean, during our symposia we discussed politics, poetry, philosophy, religion, you name it, accompanied by literal buckets of wine. I mean, who do you think that young whippersnapper Pliny was quoting when he first translated In Vino Veritas? This guy, that's who.
Plato's Symposium. Surprised to hear you quoting the old Greek?
Yeah, actually so am
Anyway, this is a one-off, Martin. We're celebrating being out of lockdown.
I'll have a small red. To wisdom.
To wisdom.
Yay.
Arnie Ness is an excellent thinker, but a distraction.
Oh, well, you know, I read he's one of the most influential philosophers of the 20th century.
I agree.
Say that again.
I agree.
I'm so glad you could join us, Martin.
Let's get back to Plato, shall we?
About time.
What was that?
Said back to Plato.
Yes.
So, any insights from Plato on the climate crisis?
He would have said that human desire is getting in the way of reality.
Well, the
and
reality is we must pray and ask the Lord for forgiveness for the sin which has brought this upon us. Oh, I hope I didn't startle you. The door was unlocked. Hi, darling. You asked me to come, so here I am.
Everyone, this is my wife, Ellen. Ellen, Martin, Andy, Sarah.
So great to be here with Logie on his big adventure.
So you're joining us then?
Is that all right?
Yes, of course. Welcome.
So you were discussing the climate crisis.
Ah, yes, and how, you can see as well, Arnie Ness thought the real cause of the problem is the ego-centeredness of human beings, especially the male of the species.
I can't take it anymore. Oh, these modernists, they love their theories so much.
No,
Actually believe them.
No, wait,
Never believe
wait.
your own.
No, what is happening?
Your spirit is embracing its appetite for reason, so seize this new aspect of yourself and welcome it in.
No, can you just make the stop?
When the mind is thinking, it is talking to itself.
Oh, so this is me thinking out loud.
Yes.
Can they hear me? Or you?
Only through you.
Can they see you?
Only you can, Andy.
I'm going crazy, aren't I?
No, not at all. Not at all. You're a curious soul.
Sure.
Yeah. Eager to learn?
Why not?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. For you. So, seize this opportunity and imbibe the richness. Yeah? You ready?
So, Ellen, does the Lord suggest how we can lead ourselves out of this mess?
Well, we only have one true leader, and that's God.
And what is the Lord's plan?
Well, Romans 13, verses 1 and 2 says, "Obey the government, for God is the one who has put it there. There is no government anywhere that God has not placed in power."
Oh, so we trust politicians.
I don't think Paul meant that literally.
Ellen, we're trying to use our minds here. Our God-given minds, of course. And, if we don't work to preserve the world, there'll be nothing...
Yeah, no, there'll be nothing left to rule.
Well, I mean, the Lord has prepared everything for his purpose, even the wicked, for the day of disaster.
Why don't we get some tea?
Yes, sure.
Houston, we have a problem.
Maybe it's a chance to build up our philosophical muscle.
By listening to her babble on about God all day.
Don't argue. Don't resist. Just listen and be quiet.
This is philosophy, not Bible study.
So you want me to be quiet? Is that what you're saying?
Why did you come?
To share
And to check that I wasn't going to the dark side? It was, wasn't it?
You've seemed a bit down lately, and I was worried this group might not be helping.
Married couples don't have to do everything together.
So you want me to leave?
That's up to you.
So, I put the kettle on. Shall we get back to our discussion?
As you all probably know, philosophy means love of wisdom.
Oh,
We've gathered here to discuss the great thoughts of thinkers throughout history. And frankly, Ellen, we were a little put off by your Bible quotes that appeared to shut down discussion.
The kind of religious beliefs that have got us into the exact crisis that we find ourselves in today. God is in charge. God is watching over us. God will fix everything.
We've been given the gift of reason to solve this ourselves.
or the sin of pride, thinking we can do it without God's guidance.
And if you don't do what some high priest proclaims that you should, what, you'll be damned to hell?
Honey, the babysitter said she might have to leave early tonight, so I think we might have to wrap up this discussion and say farewell.
Oh. Well, perhaps we can continue this robust debate next time.
Please, God, no! I felt like I was back in year 8 listening to Sister Catherine again.
Okay, what would Plato say?
Well, Plato said that Socrates listened carefully to the other person, calmly asking questions, and then, as they answered, they sort of heard the sound of their own incoherent thoughts.
And trap themselves in their own rubbish?
Help them find the truth. Help them find the truth.
So, is our philosophical muscle up to the challenge?
Okay. And we encourage people to think it through themselves and help them find the truth inside.
And you came here to preach.
Share it, Logie, share it.
You go to that temple one time and suddenly you're one of them.
I have found something. Well, they've found me. It's a kind of love affair. And the temple leaders feel that I have the talent and experience they need to help them expand. It might not be your thing, Logie, but what's new? We've always done our own thing, haven't we? And your little book club?
Plato group.
Well, they seem interesting. And I think that my contributions will be very stimulating for them.
You're going to come back?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, Ellen!
Getting to know you.
Getting to know all about you.
Getting to like you.
Getting to hope you like me.
Getting to know you.
Putting it my way, but nicely.
You are precisely
My cup of tea.
Sorry, everyone. I didn't have a chance to prepare a topic for tonight. I've been so busy catching up with friends now we're out of lockdown.
God, I miss it. I finally had an excuse not to see people.
We're people.
Yeah, you don't like people?
Not much.
Oh, well, we're people.
You're tolerable.
Well, should we start without Logan?
Never without me.
Sorry I'm late.
And Ellen?
Oh, she might.
That's good.
Is it?
Well, we agreed, as philosophers, we should be able to hear people with opposing views.
Yeah, if you don't have to live with them.
Coming to our group might open her mind.
Oh no, she's currently unreachable. That temple group has taken over and become her entire personality.
Have you told her this?
Many times.
Look, Logan, maybe you should take a break while you sort out your personal life.
Oh, but philosophy will guide me, won't it?
We're not counselors.
I just found out she's donating $900 a month to that crowd.
Well, is that a lot of money for you?
Well, can I afford it? Yeah, but I can think of thousands of charities that would come before them. Oh, you know, the thing that sticks with me is I can't believe how quickly Ellen got sucked into them. She went with a friend once, and bam! You know, she gave up all her other interests. She even quit her job at Saatchi's.
Oh, she was in advertising.
Yeah, creative director.
Oh, and now she's trying to save her soul.
No, she loved that job, but now she's given it up and all her other interests, except the kids, of course.
How many of those have you produced?
No, 9-year-old twins. And Ellen is obsessed with making them miniature geniuses. She taught them to read at age 3.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, it depends what kind of books you'll be buying around.
This is exactly what we agreed wouldn't happen.
Okay, but look, didn't Plato say that the highest form of knowledge is empathy, for it allows us to live in another's world?
Are you carrying those around in your back pocket, Andy?
I like the way this is working.
Yes, but he also said that justice was minding one's own business and not meddling in others' affairs.
Sorry, guys.
I did.
Hello, everyone. Didn't you tell them I was coming, darling?
Welcome. We were just discussing Plato.
Oh, well, I have come prepared. I loved his cave story. You know, when the people were tricked by the puppets, thinking that their shadows on the cave walls were alive, until one of the cave dwellers escaped and saw the real world outside. But because he'd been living in the dark all his life, the sunlight hurt his eyes, and then after a time, his eyes became adjusted to the bright light, and he began to see plants and animals and trees and himself.
Well, Andy, what do you think? Are we going to give her a second chance?
He then realised that it was the sun by which he saw everything, and after a time he could even gaze upon the sun, the very source of light itself.
So
So, like the cave dwellers, I had been living my life in darkness until I found Jesus as my personal saviour.
Why does this saviour need $900 a month?
800?
Let's go
We
back
have
to...
to support the community of believers, sweetheart. And, you know, we just... It's only we don't miss that kind of money.
Well, who decided that?
Oh, God. Can we please get back to Plato and justice now?
Oh, I mean, I thought you were happy that I'd found such lovely new friends like you have here.
My new friends aren't asking for $800 a month.
Look, maybe you two should go home and sort this out in private.
Yes.
No, I'm more comfortable doing it here.
Well, I'm not.
You're right, though. I mean, we can sort this out ourselves.
No, I'm staying here till I calm down.
Thank you for your understanding, everyone. And Logie, you won't be long, will you?
No.
We're not marriage counsels.
That cave story was a cunning move. You know, Ellen has so many ways of getting exactly what she wants. Let me give you an example. You know, so, when her company was coordinating with this homeless charity for an event, she volunteered at our house for 2 homeless guys to come and live for a week while Saatchi filmed them in a commercial.
That does actually make her sound kind of kind.
Yeah. Well, guess whose responsibility it was to get rid of them once she was done with them? Yep. They ended up staying for 2 months, and I had to pretend we were selling the house in order to get them to move on. The kids wouldn't talk to me for a week for being so mean, but no, that landed her the big creative directorship that she really wanted, but they were out of her hair, not her problem. When she decided she wanted to be an actor, it took the form of buying an independent theatre.
Acting.
Yeah, and when she wasn't cast in all the plays she sponsored, that went out the window. All this done without consulting me. I am just invisible to her. So, my next move is conscious uncoupling.
Conscious what?
Gwyneth Paltrow made it a big thing.
Oh, another one of your modernists, right?
Yeah, don't get me started.
Yes. So you'll cut the knot while telling each other how great you are. Sure, it's the new caring and sharing escape option.
Yeah, if it wasn't the temple, it would be some other obsession.
How long have you two been together?
10 years on paper. I don't think Ellen could be together with anyone. There's enough Ellen to satisfy Ellen. Everyone else is just accessories.
Were you ever in love with her?
I was captivated, excited, entranced. Is that love?
Well, that sounds pretty good to me.
Andy, love is a very serious mental disease.
Yeah. In this case, I agree with you.
But it's one that can lead one to contemplate the very nature of beauty itself.
Yeah, in this case, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing much beauty.
Just wait.
And your sex life?
Well, she spent a lot of time.
Good evening, philosophers. How are we all? I'll just have a tea, thank you. So, I mean, Logie mentioned that you're going to help us with a little spiritual counselling. What would Jesus do? Only you ask Plato?
Oh, you know, whoever's available.
Maybe talk about this some other time. I'm here with my friends right now. You know,
And your sex life? But
God,
you
with
would...
she spent time and energy memorizing every single Cosmo sex tip, so no complaints on technique. But have you ever tried making love to someone who's trying to win at sex? And after she joined the temple, we had to pray first.
Oh, like grace before meals.
So, are you seeing anyone new?
No. My own company is something I long for, I lust after. Would you mind if I invited Ellen back next
God,
week?
why?
Oh, just so I can have a chance to deliver the let's end it speech, wisely, kindly, philosophically.
You want our help to consciously uncouple?
Yes, because I'm a cowardly bastard who's afraid of being overwhelmed by a born-again zealot.
So you think that she won't want to split?
I don't know what she's capable of, especially not now she's combined with this heavenly energy. So, will you help me?
You get one special session. One.
Knowing me, knowing you,
there is nothing we can do. Knowing me, knowing you,
we just have to face it this time. We're through. Knowing me, knowing you, it's the best I can do. Do you have any calming beverages?
Yes, the full range.
Oh, the strongest, please. Do you mind if I run this by you?
Yeah, all ears.
Ellen, I know this seems unusual to be here discussing our partnership.
No. Say marriage.
Oh,
Purely a means of procreation, historically, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, aren't you the romantic?
but these are philosophers, people who have studied the ancients, like the Bible, and in the good company of these deeply spiritual people, I would like to share my gratitude for our 10 wonderful years together. But now is the time for us to continue our development as spiritual beings.
No. God's children.
God's children. To discover those true selves, and of course, we will always.
You're not actually going to read this.
No, it's just a way to focus my thoughts. So, what do you think?
You don't seem hugely confident of your decision.
Oh, so now you're Dr. Freud.
Who?
It's really
It
not
just
your
sounds
thing.
like you're really not sure.
I'm just nervous, okay?
Maybe you're not ready for this.
Oh.
Last chance before you bomb the hell out of your marriage.
Philosophers, how are we all?
Welcome. Can I offer you a tea, coffee, maybe a wine?
Tea, please. So, Loki tells me you're going to help us with a little spiritual counselling.
Yes.
Like, what would Jesus do? Only you ask Plato?
Yes. Well, if he's available.
What's that you're drinking, darling?
I don't know, Sarah just put it in my hand.
Oh, you always did have a weakness for that kind of beverage, didn't you? I can always tell when he's been sipping. He gets all confident and smiley, don't you, darling? So, how do we begin this? A bit of Plato, perhaps? Well, Loki tells me you're into Buddha as well. How interesting how we forget our roots. So, I have prepared a Plato quotation, if I may. Love is born into every human being. It calls back the halves of our original nature together. It tries to make one out of two and heal the wound of human nature. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it?
Yes,
And
yes,
that's
but...
us, two halves of a whole, aren't we, Loki?
Yes, yeah, but...
So, as you know, the whole message of Jesus was love, which means putting others before yourself, doesn't it? So I have spent some time thinking about you, Loki, who you are, what you want, what you need. And the Spirit has answered me in an unexpected manner that will strengthen our union.
Yes, and I had some thoughts as well.
God has called me to be a minister at the temple. Isn't that wonderful?
A minister?
What, they have female ministers there?
We're the priestess Diotima.
Well, I'm privileged to be the first.
Ages ago.
Congratulations.
As you
Catch up,
can
yeah.
imagine, this will involve a lot of life changes. And of course, the role will require my full dedication. And I say this with joy, not sorrow. Our marriage has been wonderful. We have been truly blessed. So while we will no longer be one in the physical sense, we will be one spiritually forever. Two halves of a whole.
Oh, so you have to do the Catholic priest thing.
It's a personal choice. I just feel that the role will absorb my full energy and it wouldn't be right to rob Loki of the attention he deserves.
So, divorce.
No, not divorce. Just some time out, some space for each of us to expand. Two pathways, one goal.
And the kids?
Well, the temple complex where I'll be living is like a paradise for children. It's got the most wonderful play centre. But of course they'll stay with you as well.
So that's it.
Loki, we don't have to do things the way they've always been done. Let's try something different, huh?
Not married, not divorced. What is it?
You're worried about cessation of physical relations. Oh, don't worry, darling. If the need to indulge your maleness gets too much to bear, we'll come to some arrangement. Now, I know this is all very sudden, so I'll give you some time here with your philosophers to help you absorb this wonderful opportunity for both of us. Have a lovely evening, everyone, and thank you for taking such good care of my boy.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die.
So, where should we start?
Well, look, I have prepared a list of quotes from Plato, of course, and I thought maybe we could choose our favourite ones and see where it takes us. And, wait, where's Logan?
Delayed at work.
Which is?
We agreed not to bring our socially imposed identities into these discussions.
Oh, come on, we've already practically been in his bedroom.
Andy! Do not indulge in gossip.
I am interested in people.
Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds, Andy, discuss people.
Ah, well, that is spoken like someone who has spent their entire life playing intellectual games.
They were not games, Andy. We were trying to uncover the truth. Isn't that what you're supposed to be doing here? Huh?
Well, I know exactly what he does, can I? So, he buys failing businesses, he does them up, and then he sells them. He bought my friend's dog grooming business in Darwin Point.
Well, that sounds very predatory.
It's called business.
How are the doggies?
Well,
you know, we know everything else about you.
and things with Ellen?
I hardly ever see her.
Oh, is your maleness calling out?
My male anger, yes! It's thrown aside like an old coat.
That was your plan.
Yeah, but in a thoughtful, caring, sensitive way.
Well, she did say that you would be spiritually one forever.
Totally prepared.
So was yours.
Oh, okay, but there was no yelling, no blaming, no anger. It was like we were robots.
What is a robot?
It's a machine that does repetitive tasks that people don't want to do.
Oh, slaves. You still have slaves. Good.
Seems like there was nothing there to break. It just melted away like it never existed.
Well, that's conscious uncoupling, isn't it?
But I'm allowed to be angry, aren't I?
Let's get back to philosophy, shall we?
Yeah, here.
Was this one written for me? By all means marry, and if you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. Plato really wrote that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, my favourite is those who are hardest to love.
Wait, just before we start that, since you know every intimate detail of my life, what about you guys just share what you do for a living? You know, 3 little words. I am a
HR assistant, insurance.
A professional friend, but the title generally used is sex worker. Retired.
A retired sex worker.
How's the pension?
I managed very well.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Enough revelations for one night. Let's get back to philosophy.
Alright, okay. So, those who are hardest to love need it the most. So, Sarah, would that describe your customers?
They were special friends, not customers.
Look, are we here for philosophy or for a tell-all?
The topic tonight is love, and Sarah is a love expert, so she has special insight.
Yeah, what is love? You know, romantic love, love of family, love of ice cream. Baby, don't hurt me. Yeah, the list is long.
To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance.
Oscar Wilde, right?
He did have some pieces of truth.
Yeah. Okay, so Sarah, how does love work in your job?
Ex-job.
Well, you seem like you've still got a few good years left in you.
Again.
I mean, was it all getting too much?
It's a long story.
Let's just go down to the pub and get out all the sordid details.
Sordid.
Well, we're here for philosophy, not everyone's life story.
And mine is sordid.
Maybe that was the wrong word.
No, that's exactly what you meant. When you hear sex worker, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Do you want me to leave?
Out with it.
Someone who has no choice.
What, like victims of abuse or addiction?
Not uncommon.
And you seem in excellent shape. We can stop talking about this if you want.
Look, it's too late for that. Martin, you can leave if you want.
Do you want me to?
Stay. Stay. You might hear some deep philosophical truths about the human condition. And about me.
Sorted? Perhaps. But then again, maybe her work can lead to the triumph of reason over appetite.
It's great here. I just love the new apartment. And the children have already made so many new friends. So thank you, Pastor Alex, for setting this all up. Am I ready?
For? Oh.
This Sunday? Yes, of course. Yes, I'd love to. Would you like any particular theme? Anything I like? Yes, I would love to. Thank you for your trust in me. I'll start preparing straight away. I'll see you at the service. Hi, Sally. How's the place surviving without me? Do I miss it? Well, I miss my team. But I am loving the new job. And guess what? My first sermon is this Sunday. I know, I was surprised too. I guess in some ways I'm just doing what I was doing at Saatchi's. You know, create, proclaim, make promises. But hey, I would love to try out some of my ideas on you. Stop by after work? Great, I'll have the pizza ready.
Were you with an agency or?
No, it all came out of the blue, really. My friend Anna and I were doing a counselling course together. And one day she told me all about her job as a special friend to 6 men.
Oh, very special.
Yes. It paid well and they were all very caring people. She said it also helped her in therapist training. Almost like being an intern. Anna could see that I was captivated by her story, so she took me out to dinner with 2 of those special friends. A surgeon and a barrister.
Top shelf.
Yes, we really hit it off. And then she told me that she was leaving the work to get married, and would I be interested in taking over her clients? Well, they all had very different needs. One only wanted dinner and conversation, one to go to the opera with him, and one to listen to his business problems. And the others were...
The usual.
Well, you liked it?
It lasted 3 years.
So why did you stop?
Because I knew that I was living in a fantasy world. I was having a loving relationship with a man that only shared a brief time with me, pretending that that was my real life. No responsibilities, just enjoy the moment and then leave. When I told them that I was quitting, they were disappointed, but they also realised that the end had come.
Did they know that you had other paying friends?
No, the surgeon and the barrister thought that they were the only ones.
Ah, so threesome.
Oh, that's an adventure I didn't have.
Are we done here?
No, well, would you do it again?
No. That was never on my list.
Okay.
But the night that I met those men with Anna, it was like I was called to be with them. It was a form of love. And yes, they paid me very, very well. Martin, any deep philosophical truths there?
I'm thinking.
Do you object to my selling my friendship for cash?
No, that was openly agreed on, an honest transaction. The only problem would be the lying.
Lying?
Assuming that their partners didn't know that they were engaging the services of a professional friend.
Well, married couples don't have to share every single detail of their lives together.
This is more than a minor detail.
Yeah, but Sarah was helping these men to be happier, so surely their home life would have been better as well. Sometimes the truth requires a little bit of sculpting.
Sculpting?
Yeah, you chisel away at a piece of earth until it comes out as a piece of art.
So Sarah sculpted some happiness out of a lie.
Yeah. Look, okay. I have the perfect example. So I have been assistant to the head of HR for over 10 years now, and for me to move any further in the position, someone would have to die. Like, literally no one leaves. So I have applied for a new job at a new company, but their ad said that they wanted someone with a psychology background, so I added a psych degree to my resume.
But you don't have one.
No.
So your resume is fake.
It's embellished. Seriously, knowing Freud's theory of the unconscious is not an important thing for this job. My knowledge of the inner workings of HR is a part of my being. I know that I am right for this job.
Sculpting, Andy?
Yeah.
This is what you've been calling sculpting.
Yes, for the greater good.
No, it is true that sometimes lies can be beneficial.
Ah, so you agree with me then?
What I'm trying to say, Andy, if you just listen. Andy, please!
Anyway, what is a degree? Is it something that says that you have read books? That you have written essays on what you've read? That you've answered questions on what you have read? I have been in real situations. I have answered real problems. I have dealt with actual people. Now, surely that is better than learning any theory, wouldn't you say?
No one is doubting your skills or your value as a person, Andy. I'm just saying that it's a flat-out lie.
Yeah, well, even Plato said that lies are beneficial.
In the mouths of the ruling elite, when they prevent the ignorant from doing wrong, the insane from doing harm, to foster a more harmonious society.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, really.
Well, everybody knows that resume is just the ticket to get you into the interview. That's where the actual action happens.
So you get the job as a head of HR with a fake resume.
Like the Anti-Corruption Commission being
All right.
corrupt.
Okay, fine. Thank you, everyone, for your opinion. Right? But I know that I am the right person for this job.
So, Martin, now that we've all come clean about the moral or immoral ways that we make our living, Manly Beach. I saw you there last weekend driving a council buggy. One of your hobbies.
No, it's my job. I also empty rubbish bins.
And I looked up Martin Dwyer on the net, and you are a lawyer, corporate law.
And now I'm a cleaner. All of which are outward circumstances which have nothing to do with why we're here.
Look, well, society would fall apart without garbos.
Yeah, and lawyers can be dodgy.
Hello, everyone.
Is this a surprise?
Logie, we agreed to take a genuine interest in each other's lives for our children's sake. Is that tonight's
Oh,
topic?
no, we finished those. Martin had a new subject.
I did? Yes. Is it better to change one's opinion than to persist in a wrong one?
Oh,
One of my favourites.
St. Paul says a similar thing.
We're talking about Plato here, Ellen.
And that book and others like it have been taken over by extremists who are using it to control other people. That's why I don't read it.
And if you did, you would realise that Plato and Jesus held a lot of the same truths. That's why I'm so glad to see the father of my children here with you virtuous people.
You sure we're virtuous?
I can feel your spirit.
Wouldn't you like to go get some tea?
Actually, I do know that Jesus did think very kindly of prostitutes. You know, like his good friend Mary Magdalene. Mary and I are in the same profession, although I'm currently retired.
And this group is helping you to start over.
No, I'm here to find new customers.
Oh, that was a joke.
Weren't you about to get some fucking tea?
Sarah, you have more than tea in that lovely kitchen of yours.
Yes,
don't you?
yes, come in and I'll give you everything you desire.
Why are you coming in?
To support you in your search.
Really?
Yes, really, and I'd appreciate it if you respected my faith, that's all.
This faith you seem to have acquired overnight.
Well, that's the way it works for many of us.
Fine, that's your business. What I want to know is why the kids haven't been at school in 2 weeks.
Oh, they're far too bright for that school. I can provide them with a far more stimulating environment.
No, Ellen, no, absolutely not.
You don't trust me?
If you so much as attempt homeschooling, there will be lawyers.
Perhaps we should pray on this together.
I can pray on my own.
All right, I'll send them back. But will you at least come along to a service to meet my fellow ministers?
Is that a trade-off?
Well, I'm here meeting with your people.
Fine.
So, Sarah, you never read the Bible?
Catholics don't do that much. Although I did attend Mass regularly, and I still go occasionally.
And that gels with your former job?
That is between me and God.
How did you get involved in that life?
Fate? Destiny? Maybe even God's plan. You see, I was kind of a minister too, healing the bodies and hearts of men that needed my attention.
Everyone, my turn to come clean.
Oh, Martin, you don't have to.
I do. The time has come. Sarah saw me on Manly Beach driving a council buggy, and yes, I am an ex-lawyer and currently a cleaner. Why ex, do you ask? Well, maybe I went too far, using my exquisite legal knowledge to bend the law and earn myself a 600k bonus. And I got away with it. Except I didn't. Sleeplessness, heart palpitations, my guts went to shit, literally. So, I walked out of that life and gave the lot away.
Wouldn't disclosing the full story be the brave, righteous thing to do?
If you want to fight between lawyers costing truckloads of money and providing very little justice.
You know, this makes my faked resume look like ant shit.
So you think cleaning the beach will save you?
No, I'm saving myself.
The gate is narrow and the road is hard that leads to life, and there are few who find it. That's Matthew 7, verse 14. Do you know, I think perhaps one of the reasons so few people find
Ellen,
that road is they're not looking
You
hard
know,
enough.
I once saw a sign outside a church that said, don't let Christians put you off Christ.
Is that what I'm doing?
Sure is.
I didn't mean to. I should go.
No one's stopping you.
Maybe we should get back to Plato. Martin's just a bit sensitive at the moment. Remember that idea of his that you really love, the one about the soulmates, and each one longing for its other half.
Such a beautiful description.
Yeah, but being queen of the temple is your real love, isn't it? You can't wait to be up there on stage with everyone's attention focused on you, captivating them all with your wonderful preaching. And don't get me started on encouraging that ridiculous baby talk you call speaking in tongues.
I will not listen to this.
Well, she's angry.
So am I.
You know, Socrates was often considered to be quite annoying. I remember one time he was likened unto a gadfly buzzing around
Wait,
while
so
people trying to
now
sleep.
you are comparing her to Socrates?
Because, like Socrates, she is trying to get you to see the truth as she does. Hmm?
Quickly.
Yeah, look, don't you still want to see your children?
Exactly. Go and apologise.
No, I meant every word.
Yes, but don't you want to see the kids?
Of course.
Go now.
Do it.
Jesus shine, fill his land with the Father's glory. Lay Spirit blaze, set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow, flood the nations with grace and glory. Stand forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Shine, Jesus, shine, fill his land with the Father's glory. Lay Spirit blaze, set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow, flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Before I conclude, I'd like to share some personal insights. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Now, you probably thought Jesus said that, didn't you? Well, it might have been, but actually it was Plato. Yes, that's right, the Greek philosopher who was around 400 years before Jesus. Many academics have asked, did Jesus know anything about Greek philosophy? Well, of course he did, but Jesus didn't need to search for the truth because he was the truth. I am the way, the truth, and the light. I have a very good friend who was attending discussions on Plato, and he invited me to come along. So by opening my mind to this wise man called Plato, I found an even greater faith in God who brought me to this man when I was angry. Yes, angry. That my good friend was not accepting the faith in the way that I had. So thank you, Plato. Thank you, Jesus, for coming together to help me realize that we each have our own pathway. So I have forgiven you, my dear friend. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and then realize that prisoner was you. Now, let us pray.
We've got
The whole world in his hands, he's got the whole world. In his hands, he's got the whole world. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands.
Wow, it's a full pop concert. Catholics sure need to pick up their act.
Closing her sermon with a Plato quote was a bold move.
And now I'm her good friend.
She's forgiven.
Welcome, everyone. How lovely that you all came.
Terrific sermon.
Thanks. The words just moved through me. I did nothing. So I hope you'll join us for morning tea. Ladies, just wait in here. And gentlemen, through there, thank you. Oh, Loki, I just want to discuss something with you afterwards. If you could just meet me in the garden after tea.
Okay, so we're in separate rooms. What? Maybe we're going to wash dishes. That's what you thought that the week of sex were for, right?
I mean, it gives us a chance to discuss the service in a relaxed manner.
Oh my god. I think I've just spotted an old friend. Hey, Anna!
Is that the Anna that you had with the special friends?
Yes, yeah, that's her, but I don't think she saw me.
Well, welcome, all ladies. I want to introduce our newcomers, Sarah and Andrea.
Andy.
That was better than any Catholic service I've been to.
Oh, it all comes from the same kitchen.
Oh my god! That is my friend said that I wanted to come regularly. Would I need to do anything special? Maybe a cleansing ceremony or something? The Catholics took care of sin very efficiently
Well,
in the confessional.
I mean, you'd be most welcome. Shall we go over to the tea table, perhaps?
Anna! Oh my... oh my God. She is pretending that she doesn't know me. What a
Please
two-faced...
do not ruin my special day with your past life.
Ladies, before us today, we have here your first female minister. Yes. This woman is unique in every way. Super bright, knowledgeable in many fields, and most importantly, a woman who is passionate about Jesus. So, ladies, it is up to you to make sure that Pastor Ellen is supported in this groundbreaking appointment.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Did I say too much?
Could have left out the work colleague part.
You're a fascinating woman, Ellen.
Are you into women too?
An attempt at humour.
I think I've had quite enough ridicule from you, thank you, Sarah. Always looking down on people who don't see things the way you do. Oh, thank you for coming. Your friends enjoyed the service?
Seem to. You had something you wanted to discuss?
Yeah, it's good we can have these talks, isn't it?
Haven't been many of them.
Well, I've been busy, and you have your little hairdressing business.
Dog grooming. We're about to sell up.
Oh, what's next?
Well, our split helped me regain my focus, and like you, I've found my creative energy been released and coming up with quite a few new ideas.
Oh, our separation inspired you.
Well, you've found yourself, and I'm about to launch my new self.
Good. And don't I seem happier to you?
Well, at least you're not doing 1,000 things at once like you used to.
Oh, because I found the way.
Yes, but it'll never be my way. You do see that, don't you?
Yes. And you did say that different interests can help make marriages stronger.
Did I? What did you want to speak about?
I wanted to say that I was wrong about our separating. It was a mistake, and I regret it.
Oh?
And I would like us to be a real couple again, sharing everything.
Ellen, my maleness is doing just fine.
You don't miss me?
We've moved on.
You've found someone new?
No. Well, unless you count this bloke, in which case, yes. Are you serious?
Yes. Maybe I was wrong to say that my ministry and our marriage couldn't work together. They really could.
Ellen, your role as the first female minister is very important, and it could open up all new possibilities for leadership roles for women in the church.
I'm so glad you see it that way.
But there is no us.
Oh, well, I mean, I admit we'd grown apart.
There never was any us.
We were married for 10 years.
You know I'm telling the truth.
Please, don't do this to me.
Where is this coming from?
I was told that if we don't live together as husband and wife, I can no longer be a minister.
So you'd fake a marriage to keep your position.
Think of the children.
I am.
So that's it.
Don't give in to that kind of blackmail. You're better than that.
Now and then I think of when we were together, when you said you felt so happy you could die.
Told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love and it's an ache I still remember. You can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness, like resignation to the end, always the end.
So when we found that we could not make sense, and we said that we could still be friends,
But I'll admit that I was glad it was over. But you didn't have to cut me off, make out like it never happened and that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and that feels so rough. No, you didn't have to stoop so low, have your friends collect your records and then change your number. Guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
It does feel really weird being at a bar straight after a Sunday service.
Not if you're Catholic.
Well, you know, I was a little disappointed that there was none of that, you know, fainting in the aisles or speaking in tongues.
But the connection I felt there, frankly, really moved me. And I left feeling jealous that they'd found the truth in a way that worked so beautifully. For them.
But there can only be one truth, right?
So join them. Feel the joy, man.
You know that's not my style. But I have come to an uncomfortable conclusion. Quoting the wise guys from thousands of years ago, it's not how I'm going to find my own life's true meaning.
Yeah, but they're just a prompt to get you moving.
No. I've been using them as an end in themselves. Internal barrier to prop myself up.
Tell him, Andy, tell him that he can only take correct action when he knows what is true and what is right and when he understands what is good.
No, I'm with Martin
and
on this one. I'm sorry. He is too caught up in other people's theories, especially yours.
You know how testy I get when we discuss personal issues. Well, it turns out that I've been avoiding my own. So, no more groups.
Including us?
For now.
Oh, just when we were on the verge of enlightenment.
Give us a little something before you go, Martin.
On the meaning of life.
Yeah.
To reproduce.
Procreation creates immortality.
Everything else is debatable.
And have you?
Not that I know of.
What do you think about dying?
I think it will be the greatest change I'll ever experience, since I don't remember being born.
Well, you make that sound almost exciting.
So are you all ready to shuffle off then?
No, I'm not Jesus or Buddha.
Who?
Long story.
And quite unfinished.
Unfinished?
Yeah, I used to think that the Me Project was a done deal. Childhood, adolescence, university, getting to the top of my profession, which by world standards is doing pretty well.
But no partner.
Well, it's not all it's cracked up to be, is it?
Hey, at least I tried.
And so did I. But it didn't work.
Why?
One word. Conversation.
What?
Oh, hello, darling. Welcome home. How was your day? Oh, that's awful. Your boss sucks, doesn't he? Is that a new dress? Oh, it looks lovely on you. The boredom was strangling me.
You know, that is what being with someone is about, right?
And it's exactly why I never required a live-in partner.
Well, and your ex-job did have some pretty tricky business hours.
So you and I are happily single.
Happy's not the word I'd use to describe you, mate.
The lack of a partner is not the cause of my miserable demeanour. How's that?
Better.
So Martin, how will you know when you're all finished?
Oh, you're not a cake or a building. That's the most unphilosophical idea I've ever heard.
Maybe a good clean out is a better concept.
Or maybe you think you're better than most people and you shouldn't have any self-doubt.
I rarely think about what most people think of me.
What? You mean like us?
Well, I told you I was corrupt. Law was my identity, my whole life. That makes you more than most people.
Have we just been granted Martin on it?
It's an elite club.
Of beach cleaners.
Which you're doing as penance for your sins, right?
No. I love it. I love the wind and the waves. I love picking up objects, wondering who left them behind. Even needles or condoms are evidence of life. And when the beach is quiet, I can let my thoughts wander wherever I want.
Wait, let me get this. You like picking up used condoms.
Martin, so tell us, when will you know that you're clean enough?
And ready to make the big trip.
There lies the quandary.
Yeah, I experimented with dyeing.
What you did?
Okay, so
You've got this.
people who practice philosophy in the right way are in training for dying. But that doesn't mean killing yourself.
Let me tell you about my training, right? Okay, so this all started at the beginning of COVID when the shadow of death was laying over everything. And I thought, I'm going to face this demon head on, so when it comes for me, I'll know what to expect. So I started with magic mushrooms, which was an amazing 3D light show, but you know, that's all it was. Then a sensory deprivation tank, which was very relaxing, but no insides. So then I moved on to a course of guided dying meditation. Nothing. Except for the one last week, where I dived into the pit water, into this whirlpool, and got my foot caught on an anchor.
And that felt real?
Oh, too real. All I could think was, air, air, somebody get me some air. I was under there for 3 minutes, and then I pulled and struggled and broke the surface. And you know what went through my head at that point?
Why did I do this dumb thing?
Was to stop being such a bastard.
With Ellen.
With how I make my money, buying up failing businesses, taking advantage of people's weakness.
But maybe they didn't deserve to succeed.
No, most of them just needed the right advice and I didn't get it. So I'm starting up a new business. Start over, where I'll give these people the advice they need to succeed.
A charity.
Oh no, I'm not Bill Gates, but share the profits.
And my dog grooming friend?
Well, we're going to be partners.
Hey. Well, you know what? Bravo, Logan. And speaking of startovers, I got the HR job.
Oh, you came clean, huh?
I held forth for 20 minutes, gave the best interview of my life, and then 2 days later they called me and told me I am the new head of HR.
No questions about your degrees?
No.
Aren't you going to do something about that resume of yours?
That is irrelevant. It is buried. Okay? Look, I understand that for someone like you, Martin, who has given up over, what is it, like $500,000, that the idea of just working in HR must be really, really boring. But this is the most important thing that's ever happened to me. So why can't I have it, please?
Andy, no matter how much you claim it is for the greater good, one single self-serving untruth can undermine everything you build.
No. That is one of your noble lies, mate. Like the ones that you were using when you were dishing it up to your politicians. Look, I know that I am going to make that workplace a better place. And that will be good for everyone.
Your call. But now it's time for me to get to my own work. So, thank you for pushing my buttons.
Sorry about the Ellen bomb.
No, she was a gift. I saw myself in her, both looking for the easy answers without doing any of the hard work.
Which is?
Have to be uncomfortable for a while, on my own. Clean out all of the mess in my head. So, come here, guys.
That is the most awkward group hug I've ever seen in my life.
I think I'm in love with him.
Yeah, me too. But hey, I like conversations, so that'd never work.
But I'm not on the market, am I?
Should I feel left out of this admiration club?
Oh, no, not at all. Look, Logan, it's been fantastic having people like yourself and Martin around. It's been great education.
Yes, being able to share our deepest thoughts and feelings without any sexual tension.
I remember happy gatherings by the fireside long ago. I remember tearful partings when they left us here below. Will the circle be
Many are called, but few are chosen. And how happy you all were when I was chosen. Well, you might have heard, I am now unchosen. Nothing to do with my contribution to this congregation. Oh no. I was being judged on the absence of my husband from our matrimonial bed and the mere mention of Plato. I know that many of you will be disappointed and upset by my sacking. I also know a few of you will be relieved, especially those benefiting from 15% of your household income. You must have noticed the Porsche and the lovely Aston Martin parked out the front, but perhaps you didn't know about Pastor Alex's weekender at Palm Beach. It's a stunner. Son, what do you get in return for your 15%? Oh, forgiveness, eternal salvation, and maybe if you're really good, a Porsche 911. The divine spirit has not been embraced by all present here, and you know who you are. This has to be exposed, and believe me, it will be. I haven't finished. Hey, don't think you can stop me. I won't be silenced. No! Stop!
$3,000 hits on Twitter. Yeah, the temple's bound to fight back hard. Oh, she's home. I'll talk to you next week. Sarah thinks you should lay off social media before they hit you with every weapon they've got.
I have to stand up against injustice.
But, didn't the Bible say an eye for an eye, you all end up blind?
So now you're a preacher?
You know, I still don't understand how you got sucked into that place.
The people. They just seem so full of joy, so content. Unlike me, who's always racing to the next thing, analysing, debating, just like my parents, who were devout atheists.
Devout?
Evangelical atheists. They look down on churchgoers. But I always wondered, how could they be so certain that there wasn't a God somewhere listening to us? So I'd secretly go along to friends' churches to see how the other half lived.
And you liked that?
I did at first. But then I became overwhelmed with guilt about what a sinner I was, so I gave up on the God problem.
But you found God at this temple place?
I found something. And they offered a kind of package deal. Certainty, wonderful music, this feeling of being one of the chosen. But to say I found God there is simplistic. He doesn't just pick his special spots and hang out there. God is everywhere, right? The temple, the mountains, the trees, the bus stop, even right here. And you and I can be his messengers. Everyone can. Everyone except Pastor Alex, that is.
But why become a minister?
I've always been a natural-born leader, Logie. That's my gift. And I really thought that I could bring something different to the place, which I did, briefly. The ladies are upset by my sacking. That'll cause waves in paradise.
They might ask you back.
And would I go? Never.
Just promise me you'll stay off social media for a bit.
For you, anything. No, I mean that. You're a good man, Logie. You really are. It's just, I'm not the marrying kind, am I? Too complex for most people. But do you know what? Now this means we can be real friends.
100%. Time to say farewell to the old marital home, eh?
Oh, but Logie, staying here together is such a wonderful opportunity for us. A real friendship without the sexual drama.
No, Ellen, we need our own spaces, and this place just has too many...
This is a big house, Logie. And speaking of sex, whenever we want to try out any new romantic adventures, this house offers plenty of privacy.
Romantic adventures?
Why not? We have the open minds of philosophers now, don't we? Anyway, I better go. It's my first ladies' book club meeting tonight.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Well, I couldn't let them down. And guess what our first book is?
50 Shades of Grey.
The New Testament feminist version.
Today is the first day of the rest of our lives. Tomorrow is too late to pretend everything's alright now. I'm not getting any younger as long as you don't get any older. I'm not gonna pretend yesterday never was bloodshot, deadbeat, lack of sleep, making your mascara bleed, tears down your face, leaving traces of my mistakes. When I say, if I promise go to church on Sunday, will you go with me on Friday night? If you live with me, I'll die for you and this compromise.
If you live with me, I'll die for you and this compromise.
Welcome, philosophers. Since we're now advanced students, I think we're definitely ready for this, the Republic.
Ah! Now we're talking! Best book ever written, bar none, if I do say so myself.
All right.
So, passage I'd like to read through.
You actually expect us to get through that?
Yes. Yes, but you must, Andy. If you ever wish to find harmony within yourself, you must. I'm sorry.
I've printed out some selections for tonight.
And so, are you and Ellen still living together?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the same bed?
No. But every time I bring up finding her a new place, she starts raving about how great this new platonic relationship is.
What?
It's actually
Sorry,
something
what?
you invented, mate.
Me?
Yeah, it's where men and women love each other without having sex.
I did.
Yes.
While she's in this dormant stage, everything's been pretty calm, but I can feel the ripples under the surface, and any moment now the full Ellen whirlpool will start up again and drag everything down. So no, living under the same roof as an Ellen is a big no.
I couldn't last 5 minutes.
Well, why don't you just put the house on the market? Say the bus stops here.
I just kind of want to put off any direct confrontation until, she's found herself again.
Okay.
On the upside, now that we are just friends, any romantic partners are welcome to move on in.
Like a threesome.
No, just sharing the house.
Well, why don't you try it out? Invite a girlfriend over.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, because my goal is to not live with Ellen at all, and second, that position is vacant.
Okay. Sarah, maybe you could help. She really doesn't like you. So once she gets the idea of you being involved, she might just drop the whole thing.
More lies, Andy! This will lead you into the darkness! Every one of you!
Oh my God, it's a play. You love drama, you Greeks, you love drama. Get down.
No, or she could say, come on in, let me show you to your room.
No. Trust me. One time Sarah walking around the house naked and she'll be evicted.
Well,
What a night. The ladies are loving Oprah's new book. They were getting so bored with the feminist Bible, and I wanted to show you this. Oh, what's tonight's topic?
Platonic relationships. Like the one that you and Logan now have.
Oh,
That's very enlightened. And Logie also tells me that you're very willing to welcome visiting lovers. It's such a practical approach. Actually, Logie just showed me that big room out the back. It's got so much privacy. Perfect for us and a beautiful view of the garden.
oh, so you two are...
We're experimenting. And if our lovemaking gets a little dull, then I will invite my friend to join us. The kids will know her as Auntie Marcy. Oh, look, just kidding. We're not really into threesomes.
Well, all I ask is that during Sarah's visit.
Oh, my
that you-
first visit will last 3 months because my flat is being renovated.
Oh, 3 months. That sounds like more than a fling, then.
Well, is it more?
Well, I think the two of you make a lovely couple, and the three of us living here will be such an innovative idea. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that make a great podcast?
Podcast?
Oh, well, only if you two are into it.
There is
Podcast,
no
I mean-
me and Sarah.
Look, we were just testing out your communal idea.
Oh, an act.
Yeah, it was my idea. I mean, you really don't like her, so I just thought.
My friends volunteered to help because I keep failing to convince you that we need our own spaces.
But there's plenty of room here.
No, there isn't. Waking up to meeting and greeting your frenetic energy every day is wearing me out.
You dislike me that much.
Oh, no, Ellen, you're a wonderful person, but we run on very different voltages, and sharing an intimate space with that kind of mismatch is just not healthy.
We're not talking marriage here. All right, you've closed your mind as usual.
Friends?
Are we?
Just a once-off celebrity appearance.
We're honoured. How was the Nepal cave?
I didn't have to go that far. Camped out in my manly flat.
Oh,
All this time,
Yeah,
no job.
here we go.
I thought that maybe personal things were back on the menu.
Okay, so I've written a book about corrupt lawyers, married my ex-girlfriend, and 6 secret children have appeared.
So you're still holding firm then?
Human rights lawyer.
Oh, well, sex therapist.
divorce. Amicably.
Unemployed.
What?
Yeah, and you are to blame, Mum. Yes, okay. That same problem hit me right in the guts. That fake resume, as you called it, came back to hit me. So I told work that I was quitting and that I was going on to do further study.
Are you?
Yes, a degree in self-knowledge.
Oh, you're pulling a March?
Yes, well, hey, that's an honourable pursuit.
I heard about your dramatic departure from the temple. Are you in trouble, Ellen?
No, actually. I blamed my outburst on the trauma caused by my dysfunctional home life. Sorry, Loki. But before my official apology, I had just enough time on social media to attract the right kind of followers, like my ex-employer. You are now looking at Saatchi's Vice President in charge of cultural inclusion. But it won't interfere with my other great plan. Ready?
Look, everyone, I'm very busy today. Don't have time for a meeting, so I will catch you
Oh,
later.
no, 2 more minutes, Martin. You and I are the original thinkers in this group, and I just know that you'll have some great ideas to shape this concept.
2 minutes.
This farm at Dural will be humanity's home, the new way. It's where Jesus and Plato and Ganesh and Buddha and maybe even Muhammad will come together, meeting on common ground. Oh, will all of us be part owners? And Martin, you'll be pleased to know that I'll be bringing over some of the temple's best musicians, and they're really excited about it.
Ellen, it's not a bad idea. It's just a ridiculous one.
Now that is a soul with the strength of her own convictions.
Seriously, you don't think she's onto something?
I do.
Excuse me?
Ellen, you have one job, and that's to get this ego of yours under control. Then you'll find that your own life is much happier, and so is that of everyone around you. I'll be in touch.
What a rude man. Speaks his mind.
Oh, well, we'll manage without him. Let me show you more.
Ellen, it's just these alternative things, they rarely work out.
Yeah, or they end up turning into some kind of weird cult. Why don't you leave that to the temple? They're good at that.
Loki?
I'm with Martin on this one. I mean, this is a very personal journey, Ellen, so no.
Just when I was giving you a chance to lead an interesting life, you back out, too fearful to try anything different. Thank goodness the children aren't stuck with you full time, a father who thinks running a dog grooming business is a glorious path, and you, so-called Platonic thinkers, shouldn't you be trying to think of ways to better the world? Plato would be embarrassed by you.
Are you? Embarrassed by us?
Have I started another war?
You had to be honest.
Like telling her I couldn't stand to live with her.
Well, she did say that you were incapable of being interesting, so, you're pretty even.
Maybe we're being too short-sighted. Maybe this humanity's home idea of hers is spot on.
Maybe for hippies in the 70s.
Andy, what would Plato say about it?
Yeah, it's just another page out of Ellen's playbook.
Well, no wise words?
Look, if Ellen wants this thing badly enough, she'll figure out a way to do it on her own.
And it'll be back to peace negotiations for me.
Martin is right. The world isn't ready for humanity's home. Such a magnificent concept, but it's not the right time, so I'm letting it go. Because when you don't get what you want, you suffer, right? And when you get what you don't want, you suffer, right? But here's the thing, even when you get exactly what you want, you still suffer because you can't hold on to it forever. So really, it's your mind that's your predicament, isn't it?
Yeah, according to Plato.
Plato?
Yeah, you just quoted him word for word.
Well, when you want wisdom and insight as badly as you want to breathe, you
Yeah,
get it.
Plato again.
What are you talking about? That was me.
Yeah, 100% Plato.
Oh, well, as you know, I have a very expansive mind, so perhaps some of his knowledge just trickled in there without my noticing. Oh, I'll be right back. Don't start without me.
What has gotten into her?
I've never seen Ellen give up on an idea so fast.
No, and not whilst madly quoting Plato.
Yeah, she's onto something.
Right, we need a drink.
Well, plenty of choice.
I'll have what you're having. Just one moment. Okay. All right. Fine. You have left me. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I don't. I even had this whole big farewell speech prepared. But Ellen? Seriously? Please don't tell me you've gone there. Please. I mean, okay, you don't know what she's like. She's like, she's going to use you to promote some kind of weird, crazy scheme of yours, quoting your wise words to turn her into some kind of temple of intellect. Here, have you actually thought about what this will do to your legacy? Now, look, I don't know what's been happening between the two of us here, and thank you so much for making me look so good to my mates and everything, but look, I'm just rehearsing lines for a play. Yeah, I'm in a play.
Right.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Who would have thought I would be so excited to be diving back into Plato? I used to think less is more when it came to that guy, but now his words are just grabbing hold of me and I feel truly in touch with his exquisite wisdom.
Yes, the pompous ass is back.
I thought that you were too busy for us.
Oh, beware the barrenness of busy life.
Ellen here caught me as I was leaving and enticed me with some rousing words from Plato back into our Platonic paradise. I thought I was in the presence of a new woman, so I wanted to see the cause of this meteoric transformation.
Wait, just because she quoted some Plato at you?
Well, I wanted to see why she was looking like a new woman. And I don't want to miss it, so I'm back.
And so am I!